Welcome to Rubber Duck Off-Road Garage. My name is Grant, and in today's video we're going to continue on with the Badlands Apex 12,000 pound winch from Harbor Freight. So I bought this to put on the front of my Jeep Gladiator. I switched out my Schmitty-built one that I had because I wanted to try this one out and see how well it does and all that. Because the Schmitty-built one is a 9.5 and it's a good, it does a good job, but I really wanted to try one of these out because I've heard good and bad things, so I figured I'd test it out myself because a lot of people have been using them lately, and it's 12,000 pounds, so we'll give it a shot. The problem is that my Rampage bumper I have, it wouldn't fit between this rail and this rail, so I'm going to cut these off and I'm going to modify it to fit. So this is an aluminum bumper, so the outside shell here is aluminum, and then your winch plate is steel. So I'm going to pull the aluminum shell off and then modify this, and I'm hoping I can cut these and turn them or something so I can maybe find a way to bolt them to the frame rail and all that to keep my strength, but I won't know until I get it off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start taking the bumper off, and I'll let you know from there where I'm at, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to modify it. Okay, so I got the skin off. It's over here. You can see fog lights are in there and all that. So these two tabs look like they're literally here. I mean, they're here for strength as well, but I think they're mostly here to hold this so you can line up all your holes when you put the other part on there. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to cut them off, and then where these old plates used to bolt on, I have the bolts in there right now. I'm going to see if I can't use those and mount these to that somehow to help hold it in place and to give it some strength back. We will see how that goes though, because I got to keep these spots for the bolts here free. If that doesn't work, back to the drawing board, but that's what I'm going to try right now. So I'm going to cut those tabs off and then try to find a way to get that held up there, probably just bolt it on without the bumper on, and then I'll see if I can make that work and line those holes up. Alright, so I got the brackets cut off and I got them cleaned up, and I think I got them where I want them. So I'm going to weld them onto the bottom here, and then there's a bolt that I'm gonna have to drill a hole for that goes right into there, into the frame. I'm gonna do the same on this side, and then I'll go ahead and clean up all these cuts that I made, and then I'll spray paint it black so it kind of matches, and then I'll get back to bolting the bumper back on. But I think it's gonna work. The hardest part's gonna be getting this hole drilled and making sure that I'm lined up, but I'll just do some measuring, and I mean, if I get it close enough I can make the hole a little bit bigger because it's got a pretty good sized washer on these bolts here, so just got to get it close enough. It's basically just going to be there to help hold this plate in place so I can put the bumper on. Plus, I mean, it'll help with strengthening up everything too. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that. I'm going to tack these in place right here, and then I'm going to weld them all up, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. Alright, so I got the brackets all welded on, and I drilled the holes, and I got the bolts in there. I had a few welds that I don't really like, but they're good enough. They'll be strong enough. Every once in a while you just get those welds where you're like, why did I run that bead? And there's nothing you can do about it, especially when it's in a tight spot and you can't get to it very easily. So I know I got it hot, and I know I got it fused pretty good, so it should be fine. The bolts are going to help. I got those in and tight. So now I'm going to take it back off. I'm going to paint it, and then I'll get it all put back on, and I'll get the bumper put back on, and I'll show you what it looks like before I put the Apex in, and hopefully it looks good. I mean, it should look fine. It shouldn't look much different than the way it was before because I didn't change a whole lot. So I'll get to it, and I'll show you when I get to the next step. Well, I got the bumper all back on. As you can tell, you can't really tell that much of a difference other than this bracket here would normally come up and go that way. Now it goes down and that way. But all in all, there's not much difference. It's on there pretty solid. I mean, it's a stout bumper. The problem is the aluminum side of it. This outside shell, it's kind of thin aluminum. I mean, it's probably good enough, but it's light, which helps cut a little bit of weight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Apex Badland mounted in there, and I'm probably going to uncable it first because I want to put my synthetic line on it. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll just throw it on there with the steel cable for now, or the wire rope, whatever you want to call it. I like the synthetic lines better because for one, they're lighter, and for two, they're not as dangerous, supposedly. So I will get to that and I'll start putting it on there, and when I get that all on there, I'll give you another look. Well, I am all finished. There it is, the Badland Apex 12,000 pounder, all mounted in the Gladiator. I got my synthetic line on there. I'll probably end up re-spooling it again eventually to get it tight. What I do is I'll run a strap around a tree or something else heavy, and I'll run the cable all the way out, and I'll put the Jeep in neutral and just kind of slowly pull it uphill to get it nice and tight on there. But it's on there for now. I ran the wires up next to the frame and then up through here, right here, and along. Connected the ground to the negative on the terminal, and then I put in their little switch that comes with it, so you can actually turn it off, so it's not getting any power down there. So if something happens, if that shorts out or anything, it won't kill your battery. And then I ran that over and hooked it on the power terminal there, positive, and that's it. It works. And cool thing about this one is it comes with a wireless controller, so you can actually look in here and you can set it to wireless on or off, and then you can also, comes with a cable too that hooks to your wireless controller and to that, so that's kind of neat. So if your battery goes dead, you're not stuck. The fab job I did doesn't look too bad. I mean, it could be better, but you know, it's just one of those days where things don't want to go your way. I think it'll be fine. Should be plenty strong enough. We'll find out here soon. I mean, I normally try not to use my winch too much because I try not to get stuck, but I know it does happen. So that's going to be it for this video. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification button. You'll get notified whenever I upload a video, and thanks for watching.